I just get to talk bread with people.
I create something with my hands and then it's shared by people all over this community.
And being able to hear everyone's excitement about it. It's like, oh, we love what you do.
I'm proud to say my whole family is bread snobs now.
The only thing I could really bring to the team, I think, is personality. I bring a lot of that. My name is Sarah. I'm a baker and a mixer here. I've always loved baking. I went originally to school for hospitality. Didn't like it as much as I could have, so I went to culinary school and then I ended up coming here. I wanted to do something very hands-on where I could learn all the skills that I wanted to learn and something completely different that I've learned in the past. Learning yeasted breads in schools, this is completely different. I understand bread better, I understand baking better just from working here. I think it definitely takes a very different personality. You have to be very driven, you have to be very hardworking, and you have to really want it. You're working 10-hour days, you're on your feet a lot of the time, so you really have to love what you're doing. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you. It's going to fall through.
I had an interest in baking and I wanted to really dive deep into it because I had been a chef for a long time, but I didn't have any real knowledge about baking. My name is Luis, I'm the head miller here at Proof. I think what attracts me the most to this is that it reminds me a lot of fine dining where you do everything from the ground up. We don't take any shortcuts. We source our own wheat, we mill our own flour. Every single process is controlled. It's very technical, which I really enjoy. I found a new love for milling, which I never thought I would have found, but life just takes you in cool directions sometimes. I like that the company is very transparent about everything that they do. A lot of companies won't share financials or share their strategies, and we're very open here about everything, which is pretty cool. If people ask us baking questions, we don't really shy away from gatekeeping knowledge. We're trying to teach them. I think that's what we work for ultimately, is not just to create a sense of community, but to feed and empower the community, which is really fun. Ask questions, learn, feed yourself some high quality ingredients. I'm proud to say my whole family is bread snobs now. It's pretty cool. Personality? No, I don't have a personality. I'm not a personality hire.
I do definitely like the mornings and getting up and be able to see the sunrise. It just takes being able to do it consistently and getting a good schedule. I was not waking up at 2:30 every morning, but once I started to do it, it got a little bit easier. I'm Matthew, and I'm a baker here at Proof. So I was baking some sourdough at home and where I live in Montana, just doing it by myself every day, and then I was on YouTube trying to troubleshoot some problems I was having, and I found Proof on YouTube. Came down here, did a stage for a day. Everyone's super nice and I liked it. I talked with the manager, Jamie, so I just decided to move down here and start making bread here. My goal here since I started is just to learn. Every time that I learn something new about bread, it just makes me want to bake more bread. Coming here and being able to work a little bit of customer service after you bake all the bread and everything, and being able to hear everyone's excitement about it. It's like, oh, we love what you do. You guys are awesome. We come in here every week. Stuff like that just makes me want to keep coming back to work and doing my job and doing it as well as I can. Small stuff like that really keeps me excited. I have to grab this real quick.
There's not a lot of jobs where you really get to try to master something. At first, for sure, made a lot of mistakes, but that's to be expected. Now I just make less mistakes. My name is Nick. I'm one of the bakers and mixers at Proof. I found Proof at one of the farmers markets. I thought they looked really great, so I went and I applied at their website. There's just a certain type of person that wants to work with their hands, that wants to master a craft and improve at something like this. So I don't know what it is, but it's something that draws us in for sure. Mixing the bread, shaping it, score it, getting to bake it. Just watching the whole process has been really unique. I haven't got to do that before in a bakery. Everyone here has been a really great teacher, like Dave here, who's a great baker. So that's a really unique experience. It's definitely a learning process, but it is a lot of fun.
I was working in corporate America for about 5 years, left my job because they were doing a lot of layoffs, a lot of turmoil there. I ended up looking at Artisan jobs. I worked with the team over at Mesa when I first started. Absolutely adored the team, loved the work that we were doing. I felt so rewarded even just on that first stage day. So I immediately was like, I think this is what I want to do. I'm just going to go for it. My name's Summer. I'm the bakehouse lead here at Shea. I really like to start by saying everything here is sourdough and kind of gesturing to the whole case of products that are before them. They're like, wait a second, what do you mean everything's sourdough? the true artisan craft of what we do and the skill it takes and the time and the care, that is when people start to understand that sourdough being in everything means a lot more than just, oh, it has a little sour flavor. We are making bread, we are making pastries with nature alongside her. It is special and unique.
You start learning at the deck oven and you learn the process backwards. So you learn what the end result of the bread should look like. So as you go through, you have more respect for each part of the process. When I was in the back mixing, I knew what it should feel like when the bread was proofed. So learning how it should feel when it's mixed became almost easier because I knew what the end result should look like and should feel like. When I was doing my stage here, which is just kind of my working interview, they had us shape bread. Your hands become a very big tool that you're going to be using. Learning how to use them correctly can make or break a loaf of bread. If you shape it incorrectly, it'll blow out and it'll look very wrong and it won't be what you're hoping for in the end. When it comes down to scoring, each person's scoring, you could tell who was on deck bake that day because each person's scoring is different. I could tell when a left-handed person did it versus a right-handed person because it looks different, having those personal touches. When you're selling the bread, you're like, oh yeah, I did the scoring for the bread that's being sold today, and that's kind of cool.
It's been a really fun experience because I never thought I'd be milling, and I just purchased a book about milling, a handbook for milling actually. It's just been a fun process trying to get that mastered and learn more about that process specifically. It's almost like a hyper specialization. And it's kind of rare because there's not a lot of mills throughout the country, so it's a unique experience and a unique opportunity. I'm just always along for the ride and to see what we're gonna accomplish and what we're gonna do, because I know the trajectory is just a linear line like this. I just try to work hard every day and keep learning and keep growing and keep expanding. And while we're hit with more and more challenges, just try to keep achieving and growing. We come with open arms for everybody who wants to learn, and we're willing to teach anybody everything. It's just putting in the time, effort, and the work. There's no shortcut to success, it's just putting in the time.
Keep those going for a little bit. There's some people here that they're really passionate about making sure we get the highest quality bread and as accessible as possible to people. And that's been really cool to figure out here and be able to ask questions about different types of flours and just get really intricate on the things about just bread. It kind of aligns with what I've wanted to do since I came here. I just want to keep learning, expanding my knowledge. Nothing is ever the same every day. And so you need to use your judgment. You need to use all your senses. When I'm baking, I'm looking for color. When I'm fermenting them, I'm looking for size, volume, consistency. I check on them periodically through the bake to see, how they're expanding, make sure they're getting their full potential. And then at the end, it's just making sure that the color's nice and even. There's no outliers really. The more people understand the whole process of not just baking, but everything, the more our bread will turn out quality. It always feels better when they say, whoa, this is beautiful, you guys did a great job.
Proof's story is very interesting. I have not been with a bakery or really heard of a bakery that has a story like they do. Like the customers that I see come in, the way they look at our bakery it's such like a special place to come in and get your bread and to be around this kind of environment. You don't really get that, especially just like in the United States. There's not a lot of bakeries like that. And a lot of the people that come in are bakers themselves or are home bakers, and they're really interested in how to make bread. So I get to talk to people about the whole process, which is like really fun that I just get to talk bread with people, and that's my job. Like, that's super cool. Everyone here is really funny. They have a good sense of humor and they work really hard, which I think is a nice balance, because if you work really hard, you should have like a little bit of fun as well. So it makes it all feel a lot easier when you're around people like that, most definitely. Ever since I started here, I've gotten a little bit of training in everything. Right now, I've been learning more about mixing. Most of my time I've spent here has been up front doing baking stuff. And so yeah, you kind of get to learn a little bit about everything, which is really cool.
I really love how proof lets the sourdough speak for itself. We're not trying to hide the sourdough or control it to a point that it's not really what it's supposed to be. but we also learn from it. We change what we're doing so that we're creating the best quality item every single day. We stay true to what is the heart of what we do. So that's the fresh milled flours, making everything by hand from scratch every day. We continue to come up on our promise of we're gonna give you beautiful artisan bread fresh. Anytime I've worked with my hands, I felt such a calm and peace and just rewarding feeling that I don't feel with a lot of other things. I create something with my hands and then it's shared by people all over this community. You can't really beat that, and you can't get that working at a desk job. You just can't.